in the world, space, the sun. I'm on my own, just drifting,
Trying to share it. It's not showing up.
drifting far away. They ain't coming for me. They kicked me out of the spaceship.
I'll have to share it out later.
Yeah, right. That's the issue I have every week, man.
Yeah. No, usually it goes well for me. Like, usually it just shows up.
No, anything I have a hand in is just like no.
You are chaos incarnate. You are, yeah, man.
I know it. It's the universe has a vendetta against me. I'm certain of it. Almost 100% certain. Anyhow, I'm gonna try and share this. Let's do. We got the auto show going.
Yeah.
Should be there.
The ticker.
Yeah. This is the scene it drops us out in the old one. I'm gonna fire the new one up once we get going. So let's go over to the browser source. antisocialexperience.com, the website. Check out the Facebook page, like us, and follow us there. Get in on the action. We want feedback. We want something, man. Hate, love. Send us all your money, Hollywood. They got more money than us, right? We can ask.
Yeah.
We can ask that. We won't get it, but we can ask.
Yeah, you can ask.
And to YouTube, if you'd love to subscribe there, do what you do. Anyhow, jump into. We'll go back to the old one for a moment, then I'll cut loose the new scene. This was a bit of work. Today's show. I don't really even have any order for it, other than you can probably think of examples. I know we talked about a few in the past. Free speech is not something that is the world over.
No.
That's primarily something that exists in our country.
Yeah, it doesn't quite exist either elsewhere like it does here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
It does to an extent, but not.
Yeah.
When you compare the two, you're not even comparing like two fruits or two vegetables. It's like comparing a car to a vegetable.
I mean, what was actually over in the UK? Like
Yeah.
the Queen just like made moves and like allowed the Prime Minister to shut down Parliament. So like that's a different system, you know. Like it couldn't happen here. Like the president couldn't order like Congress to shut down.
Right, but what can the president declare? Like martial law?
States of emergency, stuff like that.
Is that
Yeah.
martial law shit
Yeah.
like that? Yeah. See, that seems dangerous, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine that? What happens when they declare martial law? What is that exactly? That's just like the military's in control.
Yeah.
What about like police?
I think they get like militarized. You know what I'm saying?
The police are militarized.
Yeah.
And then obviously forces would be called in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I don't.
Well, it depends on the scale too. You know what I mean?
But what situation would demand that? Do you think?
Oh, like it happens with like hurricanes and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, but just on like in that area. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Happens once in a while.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
I concur. I can see it. I can see a need for it if it's called for. But
Yeah, like in the past, in recent memory, I only remember really it happening during an actual like natural emergency.
like a catastrophe, something going on. Okay. Yeah. No. The whole free speech thing. Yes, it's good, and it exists to a point. Like you can't. I don't even want to get into all the intricacies of it, but you can't
harass anybody.
You can't harass people.
Threaten violence.
Fighting words.
Mm-mm.
At a point, there's a point where your words can become a crime.
Mhm.
Actually, there's a few points.
You can't. Well, like you can't even like goad someone into suicide either. Like that, you can't say that. You know, like that's still not cool.
No.
Yeah.
What about the internet? Do you think because the internet is connected, there should be like a freedom of speech standard? Like, do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about individuals that in their country they couldn't go out and say it in public, but on the internet, you know what I mean? They would be conducting themselves in a different space technically, but really they're still in their own country.
Yeah.
So, man, there's a lot to think about there. But what about like a standard of, like, I always thought there was like etiquette on the internet. Obviously not. I mean, trolls exist, echo chambers exist, all kind of crap exists like that. And
well, I mean, that's why like it's at this point it's left up to individual companies, and you know it's like their terms of service and what they feel.
right. I think there should be a standard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as communication goes and open public free platforms,
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with some of the ways people get silenced
Mm-hmm.
and some of the ways people abuse systems to silence other people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll bring up one such instance here later. It's actually a pretty good one. What was that?
Mm-hmm.
It was like somebody got killed
Yeah.
out in the yard.
Killing.
Damn, man, they got killed on the floor out there.
Talking jailhouse terms, man. Oh, your phone, man.
Oh, it's the neighbor.
Oh, what's up?
I got a notification about being live.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. The speech being free thing. Why did I get a notification about my own channel?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of odd. That's
Yeah.
never happened in like almost 2 years.
Maybe it's like the new beta, like or something with because there's like a new YouTube streaming beta.
Yeah. Have you tried that?
No.
Have you seen it?
You showed me a little bit.
I showed you last week, dude.
Yeah.
It is garbage.
Yeah.
YouTube, whoever you hired or whoever you had working on that, fire them immediately and never hire anyone related to them ever again. Like, seriously, dude, it is such bullshit. Like,
Mm. Yeah, he's yelling for it.
yeah, I know.
You going or you?
Well, fuck it. What else have we done here, man?
All right.
Anyhow,
I'll
yeah,
go.
riff about stuff.
I'll go. So the new Star Wars trailer dropped, and that's what everybody's been talking about. I don't know. I kind of thought didn't really say too much. It was just a bunch of old clips and voiceovers over old movie footage, so I don't really see a need to gusset my jeans over it. But or whatever the term is. Sorry, I just woke up. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like kind of just did a Darth Maul thing with like Dark Ray at the end, like boom. Oh man. But I don't know. I think I'm calling it that. Cause everybody's up in arms of like, oh, it's like not about the Skywalkers anymore. Blah blah blah. I think Ray's gonna turn dark. Kylo's gonna turn light, and it's gonna be like a face turn, heel turn to like use wrestling terms, man. Kind of. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, a lot of people not happy with Star Wars these days. I've kind of fallen off myself. Just kind of like watch YouTube videos about it, and like, but like kind of more about the EU, the part that I really enjoyed. That like Disney was like, nah, no more. Ugh, a lot of good books there. Race Squadron, I would recommend those. You know, those are fun. I like the stories about them because you know it's not all about Jedi and Force users in Star Wars. You know, there's other stuff. I can hear a little bit of a whistle or something humming. The heck is that? I think it's a printer. Oh, maybe he needs something printed out. Huh. Well, man, he's taking a while. Yeah, I don't want to dive into anything else until he really gets back because I don't think we were really going to cover Star Wars too much. Nope, printer's done. Wonder. We will see here in a second. Oh.
All right, man. I tried. I failed.
Oh, crawling in. Crawling in. Something printed out. Is there a printer hooked up?
What's that?
Is there a printer hooked up?
Why?
Because I think I heard a printer going.
A printer gun?
Printer or fax or something, yeah.
Yeah, sure, man. I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
What? What a crazy life, man.
So what was up there? You got to now. You got to.
Let me get on the mic to tell you this one.
Because I don't know if we were going to talk about Star Wars, so I just talked about Star Wars for a bit.
Fine, man.
Yeah.
Trailer dropped?
Yeah, trailer dropped.
All right. They got to see behind the veil. Anyhow.
I don't know. I just gave my prediction for what I think
All right,
episode 9 is going to be.
Since since we're as spaced out as we can get with the, let's just do it. We're gonna flip over.
All right.
We're gonna get out there. All right. So I was called out to try. He's got a clip stuck in his gun.
It's got like a magazine, or
Yeah, like a magazine
yeah.
stuck in. Like, dude, I was like yanking on that thing. I couldn't get the clip out.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you can jam them in there, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to go out to a gun, number one.
Oh, I would, because I remember the one day I pulled up and he was just out there off like the little deck built on that trailer thing, shooting, yeah, just out into the woods, yeah, just shooting a pistol, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a gun pointing at me.
No, well,
but like to go out to somebody holding a gun, like.
Well, we are in the country, so like.
Yeah, good shit. Good shit, man. So anyhow, that was the interruption. Sorry, people. That's my friend John, the neighbor here. Awesome dude. I want to have him on the show sometime. He comes from a different time than we do.
Yeah, he's got some story. He was telling me some stories of one day. Yeah,
I want to get him on the show.
Yeah,
definitely. We're gonna get him on here. What Star Wars trailer, by the way? Anyhow.
Okay, so all it was, I can explain what it was. It was a bunch of clips from old movies with voiceover, talking about like the Skywalker clan in general. You know, like, oh, it's all been building to this, and then just at the very end, they show Rey as like dark side, dark cloak, with like a lightsaber that's like two parallel lightsabers, like really close.
Right.
And she goes boom, boom, and the one folds down, and it's a double lightsaber. And then that's it. It's kind of the Darth Maul angle, like, oh, we're just gonna look cool again. But I said my prediction is, here's how they're gonna make it still about the Skywalkers, because it always has.
Okay. Yeah.
Kylo's gonna turn light, Rey's gonna turn dark, and it's gonna be like a face turn, heel turn.
Okay, so
at the same time, double turn.
Power is gonna get to her and corrupt her.
Something, yeah.
And he's just
because that way it can still explain why she's still nobody.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And the power gets to her.
And then Kylo has always just been Skywalker solo.
If she goes to the dark side, and is powerful and becomes something, she's somebody instead of nobody.
I've heard like that she's like the Emperor's clone maybe or something, or the Emperor cloned her from Anakin or something. Like, who knows? But
all right. Yeah.
I'm calling double turn. I'm calling double turn right now.
I think they're gonna have to. I think they need to wait about 20 years and then get a completely new team on this and try and win back the fans then.
Well, the Game of Thrones guys, they aren't waiting 20 years, but they're doing like a new trilogy with the guys who produced Game of Thrones.
I hope they do it justice.
And then there's the Mandalorians. It's going to be a show.
Who?
A live action show.
Of what?
Boba Fett.
Yeah, the bounty hunter.
The bounty hunter. There's a whole he comes from a whole race of people called the Mandalorians. Mm-hmm. They're just like a warlike mercenary-ish type culture, and they all have like a similar like armor.
Right, the face mask. Or the full.
So
full
it's gonna be set. I think it said after Return of the Jedi, and just focus on like one Mandalorian dude or some Mandalorians.
See,
it's a live action show. Guess who's Bill Burr's going to be in it?
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah.
As a smart mouth bad guy?
I don't know. I haven't heard. Yeah.
As a stand up, like a jester in a bad guy's courtroom.
Who knows?
That's cool. Okay.
I mean, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
I like when they expand on universes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mentioned this too. There had been 20 years worth called the expanded universe of comics, video games,
right?
Cartoon, like books, everything that already set up. Like Lucas gave it the movies are like this level of canon, and then the EU is like right below it.
Right.
So but it still had like a level of Star Wars canon, and Disney scrapped it all.
Right, yeah. And they just it's
cool.
No,
there's a lot of people, like a lot of the fan base is pissed.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool when they expand a universe, but I mean, come on, man. Like, when did you say this one's taking place? After Jedi?
After Jedi, yeah.
So there was Star Wars,
mm-hmm.
Then what? Return of the Jedi?
So it went A New Hope. So, I mean, chronologically in universe timeline, it's Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, New Hope, Empire, Jedi.
Okay.
And then Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, so after Jedi, before Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like that's what they did with Force Awakens. You know what I mean? It kind of made it kind of made a jump
Hmm.
from Return of the
Well, there's
Jedi.
a time passed in between them.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah.
a
Well,
lot, a
so
lot.
did 3 and 4. You know,
Right,
like Luke's a baby, and then Luke's like 18.
right. Who played the kid? Do we know who that is?
What kid?
Like the kid, like little Luke.
The baby Luke?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did he get any cred?
I don't
Is he famous today?
know. mm.
Yeah. I don't know. Mark Hamill though,
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of that guy.
yeah.
Let me say that. Like probably my favorite role of his that he's ever done was the voice of the Joker.
Joker. Oh yeah, everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's like, look, you're cool, dude. You're cool with Skywalker, but
yeah.
Batman or the Dark Knight animated series or what is it? Batman the
It
animated
was
series?
Batman the animated series. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the animated series. That Joker voice and laugh, that's great.
Hmm.
Like I remember I would come home from school just in
Yeah.
time and see that show.
Yep.
Growing up, like when did that air? I had to been like 11, 12, maybe 13
Hmm.
when that show was on.
Yeah, because I was like, yeah, I was young. I was like a little kid.
Still though, I didn't know at that time that's who it was.
Yeah, yeah. Neither
Like
did
I
I.
didn't care about
Yeah.
celebrities and
Mm-mm.
who did this, who did that. None of that shit was important. Anyhow, let's get back on target here. Star Wars. I didn't know they dropped a new trailer.
Mm. Yeah.
Is it even a trailer? Is it just like literally like a clip?
It's technically a trailer, but it uses a lot of old footage.
That's not a trailer, man. That's a.
Mm.
So anyhow, standardized, and see that's the thing too.
Oh, jumping back to the
Yeah,
speed.
jumping
Okay.
back to the speech of the free,
Yeah.
a standardized free speech on the internet,
Mm.
like where there's rules and stuff. Obviously, people have already brought it up. There's a way to get rid of trolls.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? But then there would be a whole new market would emerge. Like if you had to log in with an identifier, like as yourself,
Mm.
but you would have to. I don't know. There would have to be a whole new level of security.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like as far as keeping people's information safe. But if you have to like log in, like for U.S. people, you'd use your social security number to
Mm.
log in.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you would need that in like at the same like simultaneously logging in with your social and say like a biometric scanner. You know what I mean?
Something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that would. Granted, there would still be people that just zero fucks and left in a jar, nothing left to pull
Mm.
out,
Yeah.
that would talk how they wanted about who they wanted. But if
Well,
you were
because
there as you,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think you would act more accordingly.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe not.
maybe not. No, because like YouTube, like my personal YouTube channel, I just have my name,
Yeah,
and like
so
I
do I.
barely got in the comments ever. But like, I've said some. That's the thing. It hasn't been like serious or like really really incendiary. But like I've called people a bitch here or there. But
That's right.
yeah.
Live stream watching bitches.
Yeah.
No, we're not. We're uh, not gonna put them down, man. We gotta be nice.
Yeah.
It's 2019. What are you thinking? No, I think. But then again, if you are gonna make, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like an etiquette and a way to act accordingly on the internet, you get into the whole fundamental problem again. Okay, well, whose ethics on that? What do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe I mean maybe we're going down a wrong path completely. Maybe there is no need for it.
Maybe there. Yeah. There's no. Maybe it's a problem with no solution at the time.
I
Yeah.
problem with no solution. I would say that's
Yeah.
bullseye there, man. Yeah. When you sign up for a platform, you agree to a TO. There's a terms of service you
Mm-hmm.
agree to, whether you've read it or not.
Yeah. You still hit agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hit agree, and shame on you for skipping it. I don't know. I just seeing platforms abused is another thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're getting to this. This is one story I want to bring out. Um, Twitter or any platform, YouTube, Twitter, with Facebook. I don't know. You can block people on Facebook. You
Mm-hmm.
can kick them from your group, I guess, your
Mm-hmm.
channel,
Yeah.
whatever. If that's all you're doing is building an echo chamber, and I'm not big on philosophy, big on debating, big on
Mm-hmm.
using proper terms or speeching it right or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100% wrong. But anyhow, if you're building an echo chamber, I think either A, you really don't believe in what you're echoing there, and
Mm-hmm.
you're doing it for
For
the
views.
donations, for
Yeah.
views, for money, or B, you're not confident enough in your own beliefs and able to back up your shit.
To have them challenged.
Right.
And this actually brings up something that I was talking with Pope Jones, and we were just talking about somebody like you just bring up a point and about bring up a point to somebody that you disagree with, and then them not listen. Say like them not listening, really acknowledging your side, and just
Right.
kind of like throwing other stuff. But yeah, like here's how you like that is how you learn. You make mistakes. You gotta listen to people. You gotta be like, I was wrong. Like here, you gotta
Yeah.
listen to people. Like that's how you learn.
And there's people that die on this
Weird
hill, or
hills.
yeah,
Yeah.
weird hills, and not because they believed in it. There's people that die on weird ass hills just cause.
Yeah. But
Like,
that's yeah, you shouldn't there's very few hills you should be willing to die on. Like, you know what I
right.
mean? Um but if it's just an idea, there's nothing wrong with having your idea challenged.
No.
No.
No, man. And yeah.
That's how you either make sure it's a good idea or you learn.
I mean, in my opinion, there's a couple reasons to block somebody. Okay. Say you're having a hangout on air, which
Mhm.
that's going away,
Yeah.
but somebody wants to come in and porn bomb you. That's
Yeah.
gonna get you suspended. Like, you're not gonna, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? You could lose your account.
If somebody is coming in and just dropping like a bunch of incendiary like slurs and stuff, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Like yeah,
kick them
like
out.
that's not productive.
No, if you're not being productive, okay,
Yeah.
but you can't be willing to be in the discussion and then also be so not productive to do stuff like that 5 minutes later
Yeah.
and then complain that oh, I was kicked out. Do you know
Yeah.
what yeah. No. I don't think, obviously everybody should have a voice in the matter,
Mhm.
but there's some dumb people out there, man. I'm
Yeah.
probably one of them. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, depending what we're talking about, I'm uninformed on a lot.
Yeah.
But then again, do I run around, do you know what I mean, insulting people?
No.
I've thrown out a few insults in the internet,
Yeah.
but I don't think they were unwarranted. And it wasn't really an insult. It was just more of my opinion. Like, look,
Mm.
these were your words.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
You can
guess the
tell
only
yourself what you want with your words and tell your audience that. But
I guess the only times I've dropped like calls the only time I've like thrown a few insults is when somebody was doing something wrong. You know what I mean? At least
yeah.
from my view.
And okay, let's take this for an example. Okay. How many people do you think you know in your life? No, let's count people that are just mere acquaintances. Even if you work with them or if you pass them on the street, they'll be like, "Oh, hey, hey," and then you just keep going. How many people do you think you know?
It's got to be like around that. Well, I mean, like a couple hundred.
All right,
Yeah,
a couple hundred people
yeah,
you've met in your life. You've
yeah.
been around thousands, probably
Hmm.
tens of thousands of people if all collectively you add them up. Okay,
Hmm.
but let's take another thing into account. Our small area here.
Hmm.
Now, if you were to go and steal like 20, 40, $60,000
Hmm.
or whatever, commit some type of crime in a small area here, everybody's going to know about it that
Hmm.
knows your name. Or if they don't know about it, chances are they know somebody that would know your name
Yeah,
or me. Do you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
What amazes me is that people can go online and think they can do something like that, like commit a crime, do something in a partnership with somebody,
Oh,
make
okay. Yeah.
money,
Now we're
break,
good.
and then act like they did nothing wrong, acting like they have the moral high ground,
Mm.
and then deciding to, well, this chapter is closed, and I'm going to move on to something else.
Mm.
how many people do you know in your real life? Okay, and you have 30 some at one point 30 in the mid to high 30,000s, getting to the high 20,000s now of people that were were acquainted with knowledge of you. Like
Mm-hmm.
they knew of you, followed you, watched you, and now you're just gonna like run and hide and go do a different channel.
Hmm.
Like you don't think that's gonna follow you?
Yep,
Like
yeah.
your reputation would in the real world? You're talking about a couple hundred people maybe you know in real life.
But now you're talking 20,000 people for this
Yeah.
example.
Or
Yeah.
say you had 100,000 subscribers or
Yeah.
followers or in the millions to do something like that. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, like that shit's going to follow you with whatever you do. If you don't make right on the wrong that
Mm.
you did, that's never going to die. And it doesn't matter if you go start a new channel, eventually that shit's going to catch up with you.
Yeah. There's another.
That's just my comparison from real. Now I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe somebody does something like that, goes starts a new channel, and it works out great.
Hmm.
But when you know what I mean, when you start getting hate with this new idea that you start, you can't come out like, oh, you can't act like it was unexpected and where's this coming from?
Mm-hmm.
And to call it, to openly be caught lying, committing a crime, online, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it amazes me what people will do and the narratives they will try and run with, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one, it's probably a personality trait, and two, like I said, we said before, the filter of the internet. It's kind of like, oh, well, that's online. That's not real life. That's not going to affect me. Bullshit. It is.
Mm-hmm.
When you find yourself in going to court, being sued, and there's serious like matter going on where you're going to get charges. Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't know. So, speech, is it free?
Well, you're still talking about the non sequitur thing, right?
Well, there's that, but that's not the only thing.
Okay.
There's other people that have done similar stuff.
Uh,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You only know so many people in your life. And if you live in a small area, everybody knows everybody's business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, granted, let's say we lived in whatever, New York or LA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Those are substantially bigger places than our little burg here. Okay. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with that. We get caught breaking into somebody's house or apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
People in the general area, I think, are going to know about it. Our friends and family may hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, the city as a whole,
Yeah.
most people aren't going to know you.
Yeah. So I guess the internet might have that effect. Yeah. Just because of the sea of people and like there's new people every day from
Right.
all
The
over
internet
on the
might
internet.
have that effect. But when you're talking about people that actively subscribe, follow you, tune in to
Mm.
watch you, that's kind of like the small town of everybody knows everybody,
Yeah. Yeah.
but everybody don't know everybody. Everybody knows everybody in the chat. Usually everybody knows you because
Yeah.
it's your channel.
But yeah, that would be the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the comparison I'm trying to make. And you're talking to, maybe a few thousand people in your small town, and then you up that number by tens of thousands.
Mm-hmm.
The internet isn't going to forget.
Mm.
I don't think. I've never seen evidence of the internet
Yeah.
forgetting.
No, I mean people still get, you know, blocked or deplatformed from stuff said years ago. So
Yeah.
yeah, the internet don't
Come on,
forget.
man. Matthew Perry's still not dead.
Still not dead.
Still not dead.
Chugging along, playing with his Legos.
Yeah, no, and yeah, a little bit of that was in reference, and I'll actually throw the comment out I made because the dude that actually, without the other person agreeing to it, split off a 50% partnership.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it seems that what he's trying to do now is like, well, fuck it. I screwed up this one. I'm just going to burn the house down and then go make a new channel.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be surprised when that hate, the small bump in the road you thought you'd have for a
Mm-hmm.
week or a month or so, and then things would smooth out and be back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, dude, hate continuing for months.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like when you have a serious like when your videos were way more likes than dislikes,
Mm-hmm.
thousands of views, and that drops to like very little likes, all dislikes, all negative comments, all people calling you out on your shit, and you deleting thousands of comments,
Mm-hmm.
and you think that's gonna go away? No,
Mm-hmm.
come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It don't make sense. I don't see how somebody could think like that. And the comment I made, because the sexual person had made a comment about, well, it's okay for things to change. I'm closing this chapter and going in a different direction.
Mm-hmm.
Not really, man. You kind of killed this shit by, it died by your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And this wasn't anybody else's choice. If you ask for the court of public opinion
Mm-hmm.
and you get it,
Yeah, you
and
can't
and
be upset with what they say. Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
just because you don't like what the public says,
Yeah.
careful what you ask for in 2019, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
is the moral to that story.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of the comments though, just that and other situations I've seen.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I can think of one to the count, like to the opposite, like Keemstar. You know who that is?
Yeah, I'm not I know reference of the
Like
name,
been
but
blocked, like you're not allowed on the platform, blah blah blah, but kept coming back, man.
what do you mean? Oh, he was blocked on a platform,
Yeah, like even Drama Alert, he wasn't like allowed to like have his name on the channel even.
but he
He,
just kept coming back
but
and
he,
putting it there.
well, he was like, well, I'm just technically the host now. You know what I
Oh,
mean? I don't own it.
right.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And he was blocked by the
by
platform,
the
not by
platform.
somebody.
No,
By
no, YouTube was like, you're not allowed to own this channel. He's like, I don't own it. I'm just the host.
wow.
Yeah, like
And that was
signed
his
it.
get around,
Yeah,
and they let it go.
they let it go.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're trying to work on their system for like people can abuse,
Mm-hmm.
like copyright copyright strikes, privacy strikes,
Yeah.
all that. People can definitely abuse that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Especially when you start dealing with people that are so intellectually dishonest as either A, people that are into conspiracy theories,
Mm-hmm.
or because a lot of that crap, you find a lot of dishonesty.
Mm.
Number one, I would say I don't even have a percentage. I would say some of the people don't even believe it. They're doing it for the income, the money.
Mm. Yeah.
And then the dummies that actually do believe some of the stuff, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like maybe they're just that uninformed and they've been in that echo chamber too long. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know, man. But I just know that having the free speech that we do in our country is
Mm.
probably how things got to here. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
With all the varying views and opinions.
You're saying it's like the problem?
No,
Like,
I'm not
no,
saying it's
all
the
right.
problem. I'm just saying it's a lot of it is entertaining.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's getting back to that the terms of service you agree to, the etiquette. There is an according way to act.
Mm-hmm.
And when there's people misbehaving, you usually see it from one side and not the other, or acting unaccordingly.
Mm.
And it's always disappointing to see that like you get caught on your bullshit hundreds of times over or
Mm-hmm.
debunked, whatever, and this is the only thing left for you to do
Mm.
is like go try and do a copyright strike on somebody.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. Anyhow, moving on to something else. Sticking with that theme, the copyright strike thing. Pretty funny. If you were gonna do something fraudulent, would the last thing you want to do is draw attention to yourself?
Oh God, no. Like that. Like.
That's yeah. The last thing you would want to do is draw attention to yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're committing crimes or not following the rules or haven't thoroughly checked into what it is you're doing, yeah, you don't want to draw attention to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one such instance just happened. A pretty big YouTube channel got a copyright strike against them for a video that wasn't even theirs. It was a mirror of a video,
Okay.
and obviously it was the whole globe versus flat Earth thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
The
since it was a mirror, somebody had to go and actually manually copyright strike it. Yeah.
right, and they're like, "Oh, there was a whole bunch of stuff." Like, I don't want to get into the details, like the main details, but the person that did the copyright strike, like the manual, it wasn't the algorithm. This was manual,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't even it. The person that did the strike ended up saying, "Oh, it wasn't the video; it was the thumbnail."
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a whole section to do a strike for a thumbnail, and the thumbnail was a transformative work. It was fair use.
Mm-hmm.
What it was somebody being exposed for fraudulent actions,
Mm-hmm.
having a fraudulent mailbox front business, okay, and that was being exposed. They didn't like that. They wanted to get that out of there.
Mm-hmm.
So they tried to do a copyright on the video. But that video was a mirror of an actual live stream that somebody else had done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
anybody that wants better details on the whole situation, there's multiple people you can look up. I don't even, what was the name he used? Flat World War 1,
Mm-hmm.
I think. Uni Rock 2
Yeah.
channel. Great stuff. He covered it well. Um,
So it was like somebody who's on the flat Earth side, copyright striking
I
somebody
actually
who.
made a video and uploaded it
Mm-hmm.
to prove a point, and I don't have a lot of subscribers,
Yeah.
but I did the same fair use thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And nobody had a problem with my video. Of course, not many people saw my video.
True.
You know what I mean? Uh, but yeah, no, they have a business that they have their offices listed as this, and their offices are. It used to be a church. There may have been a gym in there, but there's nothing pointing to them actually being there. And they're like, oh, well, that address is just so we can have correspondence with the IRS. And it's like, eh, no, because the state you're doing it in, you can't have a mailbox front business. It's against the law in the state that they have their
Mm-hmm.
where the business is supposed to be at.
Oh, it has to actually be there.
It
It
has
needs
to
to be
be
there.
there. It
Yeah.
can't just it can't just be an address. It has to be occupied,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not occupied. There's
Does it have to be occupied by that business?
yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and there's a video going back well over a year showing that it wasn't
Well.
occupied. Not only that, the one of the first big things they did was got said that we're a nonprofit company,
Mm,
got a bunch of donations. And then when people started asking for tax forms to do the write-offs for donating,
there were no
they're like
tax
they
exempts.
changed it to we are in the process of becoming a
Ah.
nonprofit. So
Yeah.
that's number one. There's a whole bunch of legalities with stuff they didn't do right.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's just yeah. Don't do it, man.
No. Don't ever claim to be a nonprofit if you're not
Yeah,
nonprofit.
I
Like,
mean,
yeah.
there's so much wrong with it. That and it's all, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you're actively gonna in for businesses like that, you need to publicly display, like, you have to have so many people on your team, on your board.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have it displayed publicly, and that's what part of the copyright strike was, made over publicly available information.
Mm.
And then they changed it to privacy strike at some point.
But it was publicly available information.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's funny. The privacy strike that happened to another guy that was helping expose this, he didn't get one privacy strike. He got 7
Mm.
privacy strikes. Do you want to guess how many board members there are?
None.
7.
Seven. Oh,
There's
okay. Yeah.
7
Oh,
board
all
members.
right. Yeah, I guess so.
And he got
I'm
7.
not. I don't take bait for like setup jokes that well.
Right,
Like,
right.
yeah. No,
Um,
like my wife messaged me. She's like, why are there only 2 doors on a chicken coop? I'm like, is this a joke setup or a serious
no, I'm
question?
curious. Why
Yeah.
is this real?
No, it wasn't. It was a joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Well,
Yeah.
why are there?
I forget. um,
I'm not even looking that shit up
Yeah.
right now, man.
But
2
it was
doors in a
yeah.
chicken coop. Yeah, so Reds Reddick, Steve McRae. I will always shout out people that, you know what I mean, stand up for debunking disinformation,
Mm.
dispelling BS on the internet. and just handing people's ass back to them.
Hmm.
Like, it's great.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Flat World War is one is what one YouTuber titled it as. It is Fe Core abuses copyright. You can Google that and you'll get many results. Yeah, it was a pretty good saga that started. They got a privacy strike on one dude, got his channel so he couldn't, I think, live stream, and then somebody else made a video showing what they were doing. They did the copyright strike on that person, and that's what started it all.
Mm.
But this video, it was just videos exposing what they were doing,
Mm.
which is a crime in the state
Yeah.
it happens to be in. So, yeah, man, I don't echo chambers. I don't fall for it. I don't like it.
No. Either side. Yeah.
Either side,
Yeah.
no. And believe it or not, there are echo chambers on both sides,
Oh yeah. Yeah. You gotta have your ideas challenged either
and
side.
it's not just round Earth versus flat Earth. Take any situation, whatever. There's two sides of that coin,
Mm-hmm.
light, dark, black, white.
There's two sides to any yeah.
Any great debate,
Yeah.
and on both sides there will be echo chambers, and on both sides there will be honest people that
Mm-hmm.
when they're pointed out they're wrong, they'll admit it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people dying on weird ass hills, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's great about the internet, I think, is that people can go and have these conversations
Yeah.
online. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it seems like some people don't even care what country they're from, what their laws are. They talk, you know what I mean?
Talk mad. Yeah.
How they want, when they want,
Yeah.
but they they're usually not. They will gain quite a following, but they usually don't stick around for too long. They get deplatformed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what was the? We just brought it up recently. Who was it? Crowder that got demonetized.
Monetized. Yeah.
What happened there? He referred to a comedian or somebody.
Somebody a host from Vox.
Okay.
Yeah.
He referred to him as the guy's own terms that he referred to himself as.
Yeah.
And then that guy used that to get
Yeah.
him demonetized. Like, come on, man. That's abuse of the system right there at
Yeah.
its finest. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't do that. If you're gonna put your voice and ideas and opinions out there, know what you signed up for and follow the rules.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Oh, and that dude, like Carlos Maza, ended up quitting anyway.
Did he?
Yeah.
Quitting what?
Vox. After all that, yeah.
After all that.
After all that.
Quit.
Yeah.
So you died on that hill
Yeah.
to just be like, nope, resurrected, and Len left that hill.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. It's I'll tell you what though. If you have some free time, there are some dumpster fires and shit shows that you can go check out on the internet.
Mm.
There is a playlist. If you want to follow the whole non sequitur thing. And I'll tell you what, that is I'm not saying it's a sad boohoo story, but that is a sad story in the fact that something that was so great and somebody got a little taste of power
Mm.
and popularity and just
Yeah.
wrong personality type for that to happen to them
Mm.
and just burn it down, man. You burnt your own house down.
Yeah.
And not only that, not only did you burn your own house down, had ample opportunities like firefighters showing up, putting the blaze out, being like, look, don't do it, and just do it again
Just-
over and over and over.
Yep.
Relight it.
Yep.
Relight the fucking fire.
Buy some more gas.
More gas.
More
More
gas.
matches.
Yeah.
Fuck the matches. Get the, who made it? The flamethrower?
Oh, Elon. It's
The-
not actually like a real flamethrower.
I know, it's a
basically
roofing torch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And an airsoft rifle
yeah,
frame. But yeah, get the board company flamethrower and relight it, man.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I was going to bring up a list of people that have been silenced, but I didn't want to get into just doing the whole list thing. I just wanted to do freeform today. I thought a little bit more organic.
Yeah.
It was all right. Good time. I mean, I couldn't get the clip out of that gun. I failed there.
Failed there. I was gonna read up about the non sequitur stuff, but I slept in.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
check it out. If you want to see some shit, there is a playlist. Give me a moment, and I will pull it up for you. Find people out there. You may not have ever heard of this channel, but if you want to get the gist of it, like they went from literally nothing to something in like a year and a half.
Mm.
And dude, it was like went from walking to like a locomotive going full speed, like freight train or
Mm-hmm.
Amtrak, whatever, just cruising, doing great. And then, like I said, it just things just took a turn, and when the shit started, it just rolls down. Shit rolls downhill. Is that
Mm-hmm.
the saying? Something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, yeah. That is the
Shit,
saying.
shit
Yeah.
rolls downhill.
Is it time?
Give me a sec to look this up. I will. I will pull it up and put it on the screen. I actually could throw it in the description. Actually, you know what? Here's where I'm gonna go. I gotta go to this website. I can't spell today either. There we go. I got it. I'm gonna bring the link over to this side. Once I get it, we'll get that up there. I guess post it on screen. You can't copy text from a video, so I will definitely add it to this description later on. But yeah, sad story. Check out the flat world war thing too if you want to see.
If you're not convinced that the Earth is round yet,
No, no,
like,
no. That the flat world war is just that whole copyright straight thing.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
all
like
right,
it's somebody abusing YouTube's
all right,
DMCA thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. What we were talking, yeah.
Yeah. Can I just not spell today? Boom. Okay, here we go. Let me get the damn link. It should. Whoa! It should be a pinned tweet. My monitor just freaked out over here. Open link in a new tab. Watch it start playing. If it's gonna play, I'm gonna. Nope. Okay, it's a Google Doc.
All right.
I hope I can share this. I don't mean any offense to the creator, but a link will be in the description. Did I get it copied? I don't know. It's kind of laid out too. It's laid out and it's not just like in chronological order. You have to look to the far right to see the order. Yeah, let's pull this up. You have to look to the far right to see the order of it. Oh boy. I got to do
Mm.
keyboard commands to paste because I have that stupid program running that I tried to make transparency work. Playlist for the non-sec. You got the order over here on the far right. This is kind of an order that will make stuff make sense to you watching, and it's not. It's like a directly. It's not strictly just opinion. It's more of an evidence-based thing, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of an evidence-based account of what happened when. A few videos you gotta watch. Check it out. I'm gonna throw that link in the description. Anyhow, let's we're back in space. Oh my god, the Earth is back. It actually zoomed out and went away. But it's back. It's back, Tim.
Yeah.
All right, anyhow, people, have a good week. If you're getting on the internet and you're gonna talk, you wanna have a voice, you wanna become a public personality, know what you signed up for where.
Yeah. I
And
don't think we really did.
no.
Yeah.
No. And also be careful what you ask for. If
Yeah.
you're gonna ask for public opinion,
Yeah. No, hey, you got to deal. You get what you get, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can't cherry pick public opinion.
Mm-mm.
I mean, apparently some people think they can, but hey,
Yeah.
don't work that way. Anyhow, have a good week.
Yeah. Later on, everybody.
Henry, send it.